Hey guys, good morning. Real vampire schedule here. It's gonna be like this for several days, where the streams will be starting early in the day, as in after midnight. We'll put the Fallout New Vegas during the night hours, and the moment it gets light, Total War. We're here with Vampire Coast, Third Times in Mortal Empires, Part 7, 135 Tennessee. As you can see, we have a big chunk of the Empire here, plus the mountains. The Greenskins control the other side, Clan Skryre is pushing from the other side, and the Empire is melting. We are snowballing. Are black coaches really that bad, or is there some secret to using them? Whoever have designed the black coaches have no idea or discovered that there are actually huge discrepancies between the unit scales. Something the CA just totally ignores. And since normal and large are irrelevant, pretty much confirmed by the Warhammer 2, the Ultra is the only way to go. And he either forgot about the scales or created the unit just for the normal or even a large scale. Which means that unit is missing half its stats. Half. Yeah, pretty much. Yoo-hoo! Hey, Mert. Well, I just had breakfast. I had like 3 eggs and 1 tomato with lots of bread. Now I'm drinking coffee. That's good coffee. So, what the hell is going on? We're military allies with Pirates of Tosa, primarily because they offer a lot of money for all diplomacy. We do have trade agreements with Wintertooth, Dam, and Clan Skryre. Clan Skryre like us a lot, Greenskins like us even more. And we're slowly chopping down the Empire. We have been attacked from 3 different sides. We destroyed 7 or 8 of their armies, and they weren't able to recover after that. So we're slowly taking everything else. Before that, we were fighting the dwarves, taking their mountains, and the Greenskins finished them off. So don't have to really worry about the south, except if Karak Norn and who else wants to attack. This campaign is Challenge 1, or the one with house rules, where we had to use Strigoi the moment the bloodline was unlocked, and we have to unlock this bloodline first. No heroes, which make the bloodlines harder to unlock. No heroes on the campaign map or the armies, which also makes scouting almost impossible. And also limited units. Zombies, direwolves, bats, creep ghouls, creep horrors, warghouls, and terrorgeists. How to get blood keys without heroes? Defeating legendary lords and vassalizing factions, which is much harder and more rare than using assassins. Last time what happened, we're taking Grunburg, Aldorf, and we're about to attack Talabheim. The Emperor is trying to build a military here, but will destroy them. And we are also starting invading Midland. No resistance. The Skavens are attacking from the south to the Helmgard, attacking Uberstrike and now Eilhard. We are in fair relations with Clan Skryre. Clan Skryre, who have been doing great in this campaign. Somehow the Wood Elves have been ignoring them, and they've been together attacking a variety of factions here to expand, and they both have expanded properly. Karak Norn is kinda AFK, and I feel like the Greenskins are fighting Lizardmen in the south. While the Clan Skryre will be, for some reason, focusing on the Empire. It doesn't matter, we lost half the Reichland to Clan Skryre. We got the good half, Grunburg, Kaldorf, and Kemper, but also we have connection to the big port, and we can get some additional trade. Just chopping the Empire right now, and while we are destroying the Empire, We are waiting for the Warriors of Chaos to come with invasion to defeat Archaon. And as we're all doing all that, we'll accumulate huge treasury, get alliance with Greenskins and the Clan Skryre. We'll take probably Kislev and even Hell Pit on the way, and have enough victory settlements to win the campaign. We are snowballing right now. There's been no resistance from the Empire since we defeated all their armies. If you watch this from the start, you would have seen the Empire was scary over 50 regions and they had a strong military, but they did a big mistake invading, and they tried to be aggressive inside of petty corruption. We put vacant battlefields on critical points, and it caused all the attrition we needed to destroy all their armies with mediocre armies. A vacant battlefield, petty corruption, is one of the best things about the Vampire Counts. The enemy lost 43% of their units inside nearly 7 armies to corruption.
What is your will?
The Black Pit. This thing on the mountain used to be in the Beastman mini campaign, but it looked a little bit different. I guess because it's now facing the road. So it's another province here called the Misty Hills, Black Pit, and the Wrecker's Point. Another mountain capital without any resources. Makes you wonder what the hell are they doing in the mountain if there are no resources inside. Why would you go inside a mountain underground when there are no treasures underground? Okay.
Crypt King.
We should just keep attacking the territories here.
Welcome to my court.
There are 26 units here, and it looks like they're trying to recover their military, and they've been failing to do so to Clan Skryre, us, and the Chaos. They're rank 6 with 30 settlements. We are now bigger than the Empire, and they do have under 60 units, and we don't even see them. I would guess most of their units are in this area here. They're trying to recruit like 2 armies here. Under 60 units, which is absolutely not a threat to us anymore. Taking Talabheim will cripple them even further. And the moment they use Altdorf, they lost additional armies. But Talabheim and then Hergig into Middenheim and Wolfenburg, these 4 cities here. You guys remember our Deathwish Empire campaign? How critical were these 4 cities to survival? If you have no Altdorf and you lose these 4 cities, it's over. They're just gonna be struggling after that point to even maintain any military force. We'll keep building everything now, and I'll try to recruit a couple more units in Shirviz's army, because most of the army is low tier.
I will devour them.
Why do I have a feeling this is gonna be hard to load the 3rd one? I did want to see Creep Horrors with 45 AIDS resistance.
Welcome
The
to
Black Pit is tier 5, so the Empire had it for a while.
King of the Cool.
And the fact we can just move from city to city almost every turn will just further cripple the Empire. Marienburg is tier 5 without extra garrison. That is insane. Look at this. Scaring control both Fort Bergbres and Helmgard.
Look on me and despair. Tremble more.
We can't really scout what's ahead, so we just have to bow in our army. Taking Marienburg would be a big deal for the economy. Another tier 4 city, and we are just getting higher and higher income. This income will hit over 20,000 in a few turns.
Your desire.
Yeah. we care about extra garrison here? Maybe if the Empire flees to the other side, but they seem to be really pushed to the north. We still have plenty of these 10k buildings to build to get more economy. Now at the various cities like Vurbat, Noon, Aldorf. Aldorf actually got there. Got theirs. This one is a public order, so I guess we don't want to deal with the rebels anymore, right? Putting, we can easily spend 30,000 a turn now into infrastructure and just gonna snowball the economy like crazy, which will probably be enough to double our military in 20 turns.
From the tomb.
Empire has a lot of good real estate. I'm just gonna be aggressive here and don't expect any counterattack.
Your will? What is your will? Door!
They're fortified this place, and this place is exposed, Middensdag. So we're trading 3 more cities, and the main army can attack Talabheim. Well, we're just gonna have to ignore this, Zimli. Yeah, there's... Yeah, army on the left, army on the right, 50-50. Talabheim has a chapter house of the knights, and so they do extra garrison Empire knights. I don't know why is it so hard to make that building give the garrison of the actual knights that belong to that chapter. Why does it even allow you to recruit stuff like Empire knights and not just the knights that are actually from that chapter? It should never really made sense to me. Wrong garrison and still allows you to recruit the multiplayer knights, I mean Empire knights. I'm gonna use the lightning strike to lower the leadership, and let's go murder them. This is their main army, very little they can do anymore. Hey Dick, bro. I'll say it a few times today. It's almost, you know, tomorrow, but the streams will be starting late and they'll be starting early. The stream times are always on creation time. Even if I didn't come online for the next 2 hours, we still had a stream today, which was Fallout New Vegas last night, which we played until like 4 or 5 a.m. But I'll try to have the Total War streams closer to the, you know, peak time, which is, you know, between midday and 2 a.m. and other streams on the other time. Where do I live? On the internet. On the internet I live. We could just split some here. Vargals, they cannot hide. There's will be too many units on this gate. All these terror guys are also getting veterans. They'll become unstoppable with all rank 7. The enemy gonna need 2 arms to do anything. Oh no, the fireballs! My terror guys are weak to fire. Look at all that health loss. Why is this terrorist landed? What the hell? Who told you to go down? I tell you when you go down. Bad terror guys, bad. Going down like that on me without permission. Still 100 attack. I guess it was on the other side. That's what happens when you try to fit 2 million large units on the same side of the wall, I guess. Oh man, look, you see the damage? Holy shit. The fireballs are deadly. It's like the third time they're trying to design fireballs. They sure know what they're doing. No poison here, so the fireballs get smacked. They're pretty shit compared to Terrorgeists. The door is not even broken yet. They're fighting on the other side. The poison is what makes the Terrorgeist superior to Varghulf. Even for the AI unit, the Terrorgeist is way better unit. It's gonna be funny, you know. I seen this post on Reddit, you know, and I just remembered the gate bug again today. You know, it's gonna be, you know, how it's in the trailer. Hector, you know, Achilles yelling for Hector to come out the city, so they duel. So the Achilles is yelling Hector, and you know the door are not opening. You know, he keeps yelling Hector, Hector, but the you know, the Hector have to respawn eventually, you know. They can't come outside. The doors are bugged. God damn it, fucking hell, what is this shit? I'm getting, the guys are getting killed here because of this bug. This is so stupid. I'm gonna lose Terrorgeist because of this shit.
Moving! Quickly!
I believe I have more toughness than them here.
Moving!
But still, this is so stupid.
Never! Quickly! So be it!
There's no way to be a regroup when they surround by the Emperor Knights. Terrorgeist can just go back into the air. It will take just too much damage. I'll get defense here, 3 seconds. Cooldown reduction is noticeable. Can you please stop fucking opening the doors? This is the main frustration of sieges. Not because they like variety in the battlefields and you know, flavor in design, but this shit. Oh, we are in. When the most of the enemy army is about to rout. Terrorgate is still very tough though.
Destroy.
We stopped one of their armies to get new troops, which means they're gonna have to switch recruitment elsewhere. They just failed to recruit new armies and we're just stomping them. That's ideal when you're invading somebody that lost all their military. It's a miracle not none of the Terrorgates got killed. It's a miracle. Saying coolant on this is very nice, but it's on one cost anyways. We can generate the rest though. Vampire Council Bretonia. We ignore them in the open field. Go for their cities. With your magic, it should be much easier in the cities. As they lose their cities, they won't be able to maintain that many armies anymore. 155 kills in Roman. It's all like just brute power, not really any spells that damage or kills. How to tackle flyers? Well, multiple effort. Lord, hero, and your quality units. Use magic too. Wait for them to land and just surround them. Got a good region here because they were just running in circles there. There was a gate bug here, and now there is a retreat bug there. Not a very good way to start a day with big bugs. But we're taking a serious damage on our big units because of a gate bug. But now we are regenerating because of a retreat bug. 50-50. Everything is, you know, as should be. The balance has been restored to the universe. Makes you wonder, why did they open the door in the first place? One loss, oh shit. There goes half my subscribers. Come on, give me a tier 4. This is a Balefire building. Oh, that's shit. Bad RNG. Cheaper upping for the Vargals, huh? Totally worth it. Okay. Roman is rank 40. We have the build. It's actually perfect. Perfect for this flavor. But, you know, Striga Bloodline, however underwhelming they might appear, at least they have the perfect amount of skill points for a very satisfying OCD build.
Oh my god.
Have all the important
You
stuff.
see that shit? Holy shit.
Terrorgeist,
What the
3
hell?
unique skills. The unique fighter skill. Hunger, defense, attack, bloodlust, damage, defense, red fury, perfection. They don't need the other ones. Extra armor and health is just overkill. Have the 2 battle skills which go with their flavor. 2 veteran skills go with their flavor. Even the undead researcher for defense buff, which does help with these compositions. And the lightning strike. With 2 remaining points going into faster cooldown on the invocation and the Curse of Undead for the extra generation and potential resurrects. It's like perfect. Very pleasing to the eyes too. 21, 11, 7. Minimal almost battle skills and minimal for the lightning strike, which goes to the replenishment, not wasted at all for the vampires. Yeah, Nugget, thank you for Twitch Prime. Okay, the last thing we got the Master of the Swarm. There's one technology here that has some value, might give us alliances easier with the Greenskins and the Clan Scryer. It's useless for this round except the Garrison. Mostly Garrison stuff remains. When laying siege and when under siege, 10 leadership is actually a big deal. Gives us so much more effective health pool. And if the unit is taking a lot of damage, it will lower the odds of the unit crumbling. When the undead units reach a certain point, especially with poison regeneration, and don't take too much damage in a short time, as in losing over half health in 30 seconds, they become basically unbreakable. Terrorgeist having 40 leadership, and this one has 62. And there are other various factors that further increase the, attacking, defending, and the, depending on what various buffs. But it's normal to see a Terrorgeist with double leadership. While the Crypt Horrors are pretty much unbreakable due to a Striga bloodline. and very high resistances. Only units maybe like the Grail Knights could cause them to crumble, but we'll handle Grail Knights with you know, group effort. Terrorghast, Creep, Horror on, you know, every make sure that they're surrounded and hit from both sides. We're chopping down the Empire, getting bigger and bigger, all that free real estate now that their armies are beaten. Not allowed them recovery, and we're just snowballing right now. We'll snowball with the economy. We increase the quality of the armies we currently have, and if economy keeps snowballing, just get extra armies. And then we have to defeat the Archaean. We are reaching critical mass, which pretty much you can almost say campaign finished, but decided to fight Chaos, see how we go with the Chaos with this. Because we have no magic and no hero, so it should be interesting. And gonna have to go for the short campaign victory. So this is where the most of the Empire military is, huh? Two very nice army. Empire strikes back. I guess they're gonna ignore Chaos on the other side. Against stuff like this, we would definitely gonna need 2 stacks. Do we try to kill some of the Hellstorms? Do we try to kill some of the Hellstorms? It's highly unlikely we're gonna get the accuracy for it. It's too much work to try to kill any of them. It's not a guaranteed either. They didn't even get a tier 3 garrison, so they definitely made the right choice to attack here. So the armies that got recruited around Kislev have experience in the range units, so the outer is always taken in their favor. 249 kills on a unit of outrider grenade launchers in a siege battle. Most impressive. I don't think I could have achieved that myself without some serious effort. And this is it. Instead of staying in Kislev to go an extra turn with raiding, losing half a turn, they keep pushing with a quality army, taking attrition. This aggressiveness will be their undoing. That's why they lost most of their armies when they invaded initially. One just don't simply invade a huge vampire empire. They're all gonna die to attrition. I wonder if they wouldn't even move the first time if we left the area. We are risking to lose all of this area here, which we're trying to fortify. Unless Roman goes back. I guess they can keep Hergig for now.
The Empire. Let's talk. I can.
I'm ready to cast off. This best be quick.
From the tombs.
Ah, Droga, you can't really go around the vampiric corruption. It's not the AI's fault for most part. Like, you can simply invade the vampires and just click the settlements. We are too big and the corruption is too much. It's just how the vampiric corruption works. Once the vampires get too big, invading them is a suicide. Well, here they cannot encamp because they used all their movement.
I can't.
How advanced an AI would need to be to go back to Kislev? And they still take attrition. The attrition is everywhere. This army would have taken attrition no matter what.
Possible.
So half the time they're, nothing they can do, but the other half they're too aggressive. And that other half also not encamping while besieging. Well, that is situational, but that's the AI issue. Half of what they do, it's not their fault. It's just what vampiric corruption is. The other half, they're too aggressive and don't use proper stances. Just how it is. The AI is trying to avoid the corruption, but look at also the settlements without the walls. They couldn't have camped here. And even if they went back to Kislev, they would have still taken attrition. It's like they think they will replenish because they're in their own region. No, they can't do anything, Sorority. This army would have taken attrition anyways. You're reading this wrong. The only bad thing about the AI regarding the vampiric corruption is that when they surround the city with multiple armies, the additional armies don't encamp or raid. They should encamp always. That will make them look much better and be stronger in invasion. But even if they've done that, this whole area is corrupted. They'll keep attacking the settlements because of the proximity of the settlements, and they'll keep taking attrition. The corruption is everywhere. They're fucked. Simple as that. Not inside only our territory, but all inside their territories. They have reached that point where the corruption is just detrimental to them. And not much they can do. If they go too slowly about it, we just take all their lands. So over half the time, there's nothing they can do. The other half, they definitely could do better. Like, for example, this example here, nothing they can do. This is just, they've entered corrupt territory. I can give you every time example where they're doing, nothing they can do, and when they can do something about it. But I'm telling you, the moment the vampires are at your door, that have more regions and enough arms to defeat you, nothing you can do about the corruption. Against the player, nothing. The AI can't do anything. While a player would have to safely go through. And if this was the old vampires, they could still spam so many races dead that it will be a struggle for most people as well. It's just how it is. Unless the end they're playing some high elves, full Sister Avalon army with immunity to corruption. That's the corruption. It's supposed to be dangerous. They need some serious untainted, but the size of our empire is basically counter anything right now. There's too much corruption. We have reached that point where nothing they can do about it. Look at this, Marimur exposed. Them losing Marimur, they definitely lose another army. There's definitely a situation where the AI is not doing the things properly, using the encamp or raiding stance. But half of those situations is due to aggression. The other half is because they're just bad code. Bad code. Like when they have 3 armies in front of the walls, and for multiple turns, army number 2, army number 3 is not encamping. They should encamp first For melee defense, leadership, and camp second to prevent attrition and replenish. They just fall from the CA side. It should probably be an easy fix. But over half the time, there is nothing to be done about this, so much corruption. And half the time, when they are, taking it unnecessarily, it's because of the aggressiveness. And they can support this aggressiveness with large military. And the AI focus like that is, it's not how you fight the vampires. And that's why the vampiric corruption is so good. The only way, to properly modify the Spaghetti Ball code is to give the AI more resistance to the vampiric corruption. But how the CA does it, you see how much chaos corruption the AI takes. If you do it like that, the vampiric corruption is pointless. An alternative would be that only take half the corruption, what it's supposed to be do, so they have, a way to support their aggressiveness and bad code. But then again, vampiric corruption being modified like that, they better modify the chaos corruption as well. 50-50 on both sides. 50% less damage on the vampiric corruption, 50% more damage on the chaos corruption. Only fair. That would be the best solution, to lower the attrition taken from the vampiric corruption by the AI by another 50%. So instead of them losing over 10% of the army, they would lose only 5% of the army. That's a good compromise. Which will be a huge nerf to the vampiric corruption. But would make the AI, would make AI look a little bit better. They could also just make the AI when they are besieging stuff in camp. Why is it so hard for the AI to encamp when they are supporting a siege? It's mind-boggling they're not doing that. Just encamp. Get defense, get leadership, get immunity to attrition, get replenishment. It's almost like it's rocket science to them. Supporting the AI aggression by giving them bonuses like resistance to vampiric corruption, that's bad design. So they should make the AI more polished regarding the stance use, which is a no-brainer when they're doing siege with multiple armies. So that has to be fixed and not the other way around. It doesn't cost them anything because there's AFKing inside the corruption with a full movement. That's what's the issue. They're AFK inside the corruption in full movement. That is just bad code, laziness. That should not be complicated at all to fix or improve. So if the AI has a full movement bar and they're about to just end the turn supporting a siege, and if the attrition marker is there, they should just raid or encamp. Problem solved. Makes the all AI a little bit better against vampires. Vampiric corruption a little bit weaker because the AI is a little bit better against it. But still, the moment you have so much corruption and it's reached to the point where the adjacent provinces are getting seriously corrupted, that's the point you've reached that nobody can do anything about that. The only way they can do anything about that is to destroy you. And good luck destroying a big Empire vampire with ridiculous amount of battlefields for the race dead. It's impossible. That's one of the reasons the Vampire AI was one of the best when they didn't put it on a leash. They don't even need to recruit units. They just move to their territories, click, 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 raise their whole armies. You destroy those armies, click, 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 they raise new ones. Oh, you're inside the territory. You're gonna what? You're gonna replenish? You're gonna take one settlement? No, no, you're dead. just the nature of the undead. The territories are dangerous. Fully corrupted, nobody can do anything. Just how it is. Even I feel like most people would struggle against a large vampire empire to the point where just would probably quit the campaign instead of go fight that. And that's how it should be. Yes, I agree. I should be. Just imagine, you know, like, oh man, that AI is so bad. They can't win America. It's full of Americans. Nobody's supporting us there. They need to nerf that shit. Less Americans there, better AI. Oh, the AI can surprise you here as well, Zealot. For sure like that. But we are talking here about the vampire counts. Sylvania, with those mountains secure on the right side, is one of the toughest locations to attack. And we are surrounded by the friends on two sides. So it's like you have to go through a ridiculous amount of attrition to even get to us. The only port we have is Aldorf. And everything is corrupt, not just our territories, but the territories on our border. Mentioning the naval invasion, even AI in Rome 2 could do naval invasions, right? Considering how many armies they could get with all the bonuses. Marienburg without a garrison now. It's beautiful. We lost Behafen, but we got Marienburg. Some factions just have a really good position on the map, and it's natural for any faction to expand in the direction where they get the most strategic defense. So you're building an empire which would be easy to defend, and not like overextending every direction that is impossible to defend. That just would be stupid, right? You're always supposed to expand in a way where it's best to defend. So you don't have to have much armies defending your territories. I mean, this is how it is in the real world too. Sometimes you're greedy and expand too fast, lose those territories fast again. Sometimes your overextension doesn't get punished, and you just keep those territories. And you know, like later on the raid, hey, I just did like that. This is how you do it every time. That's the best strategy. Chopping down the empire, making sure they lose all their settlements in the south, then slowly go north, push them into the chaos, and then defeat the chaos as well. They have recovered some of their military, but not much. They have two armies here, and those two armies struggled only against attrition. Got some Balefire Heart here. There's gonna be good income here. Make sure there are no empire around. Skaven will take Alhard, that's good. We'll have a connection to Marienburg through Karburg and Gorsel. So we don't need Alhard. Empire is down to 30 settlements. We are at 39. If Arcane Council, the Empire is still struggling, they're probably gonna finish them off. Maybe the chaos will be weakened to the point where just defeat Archaon and the remaining force, and that's it. This game is live. So what do we do about this thing here? They're definitely gonna be aggressive here. We could just ignore Hergik for now. But it's such an easy place to take. Let's continue with our conquest. Melt down the Empire and make sure that they don't take as much from us. They're losing X elements that are at an alarming rate. 2 Razgard, that's a Reichsfort.
Look on me and despair.
50-50, yeah. Marienburg, Black Pit, and the Midenstag, and they can lose also Herrig at the same time. That's a lot of settlements, and they only taken Behafen so far. The thing is, most of the Ostermark is about to get walls, so it would be pretty bad to ignore that. Just over 30,000 economical damage. We should try to stop those 2 armies before they get deeper into the deeper south. If they keep pushing south, they'll take another turn of attrition instead of getting replenishment. So they're gonna struggle to keep moving. If they raid to prevent that, they still have to invade. We'll catch them. So there's no good moves for them. They are fucked.
Your will. Strigoi Golki.
Unless the AI is attacking you to 5 stakes, there is nothing for you to worry about. 5 stakes is that sweet number for the AI. Pretty much any faction. 2 armies like no armies. They just slow you down a bit. Did I get a third battle for Ghouls and Horrors? No, we're still missing pieces. Emir. What's a good doomstake for early and late game vamps? Early game, all Graveguard. Whatever quality units you can get eventually from the Raised Dead. As fast as possible, Graveguard. You might want to consider also just Skeleton Spearmen with a couple of quality units to have very strong economy. Instead. And then later switch to the better armies. So the vampires have very good options for the early game. Later in the game, there are various options for the army, but any combination really of holy shit, any combination really of quality units is good. Preferably the anti-large and the flying units, Blood Knights, Vargas and Terrorgeists. These are their best units. But if you combine a good composition with heroes and strong magic, which the vampires excel at, you can pretty much use any army. Vampire has some of the strongest heroes to support their strategy, so having a lot of heroes is a normal thing. We're gonna have like a balanced composition that you know, will not be really an issue to use against anybody. I guess Graveguard with the shields, a little bit more versatile. If you know what you're doing, just great swords. And then you use in the army Banshee, a Necromancer, Vampire of Shadows, Necromancer for the extra Lord of Vampires, for the extra Invocation of Heck, and extra Curse of Undead. All these characters are wizards, including the Lord, which will provide you additional power recharge, more power reserve, more arcane items, meaning ridiculous amount of available magic, which supports the army like nothing else. Then you have a combination of Vargheists and the Blood Knights. A good combination will be like 4 and 1, so you don't have to be 2 tens on 1 units of the Blood Knights, maybe 2 Blood Knights, the rest Vargheists, and then you have 1 or 2 Terrorgeists and a Mortis Engine. And that's like all-purpose, doomsday with the vampires.
Slaughter! Very well.
Flavor units which are still good, which you could use but you don't have to. White King, Varghulf, Cairn Wraiths, Hex Wraiths, Unholy Lodestone, Corpse Cart. Even Creep Horrors to some point, but they require more work than the rest. Everything else pretty much is underwhelming try-hard flavor or early game.
Running! Quickly! They will suffer!
This is the Black Pit, almost taking it. Would be nice to have the Vargas to get rid of those mortars and the Empire Knights, but I'm not allowed to use Vargas this campaign. We had to pick like the best 3 Vampire Counts units, if you don't count heroes. They are Blood Knights, Vargheist, and Terrorgeist. So we know that they have 2 armies in Ostermark, which means this is, I expect they have at this point 60 to 70 units, most of their military. So we can go with that information to freely invade most of their territories, the other area. Since we can scout, we have to rely on information like that from the balanced power compared to our military. Wait for the region on the big ones. Our pretty much best units have older generation, and the Terrorgeist and the Varghulf should always be left to region until the enemy flees, especially if you expect follow-up battles. Crypt Ghouls are just expendable trash. You don't care if they die. Or they get destroyed. They're dead. The Empire lost another capital. Most of our casualties were from the mortars shooting the Crypt Ghouls. We will have no armor and also infantry, so they get wrecked by the mortars. They don't need that joke. They have a huge replenishment boost. And all the replenishment happens at the start of the player turn. There's a mountain and no luck with the tier 4 buildings. It's a shame. Just get defense buildings here.
King of the ghouls.
Looks like the race day doesn't work in the new regions. I guess they forgot to put it. This is a little bit difficult for sure. For sure. We had the technology for the zombies, so we make all the difference here, but let's go grind. We just have to make sure those Rise Guard are surrounded and they're trying to disengage, so they get killed on that way. It's one of the another bad things the AI does. When you surround the cavalry unit, they try to disengage while getting killed in the process. Doesn't happen often, but when you have so much infantry compared to their numbers, it's usually what happens. Yeah, I remember Booker. Looks like they put this battlefield on every new settlement. Bit repetitive, don't you think? Forest is good for us here. Need to use the direwolves to avoid the Rise Guard and to kill their soft units. Same for the creep ghouls, but we can use poison against the halberdiers. She has terror, guys, so this will be a big deal. Well, it's for the vampires, it's a great battlefield. We go into the forest, they have to answer us in the forest. For the vampires, it's a great battlefield. For the Empire, this battlefield sucks. Well, we still have to see it from the Empire perspective, but you could, I guess, deploy on the side and make them go slow to the forest, and then as they leave the forest, they shoot them. But it's definitely not a battlefield that favors the Empire. It's more it favors the vampires more. The trees are bad for the Empire. It's a combination of things, Zealot, but the bigger the battle, it's gonna be more stuff and higher stuff, and also the amount of stuff it gets over time here. So eventually the big battles will get good stuff anyways. It's just gonna take some time for them to add these things. Why is this part of the statue fucked? They put so much detail into it, but didn't put this thing here on the other side. Foot inside the rock, part of the cape as well. I guess it looks like that because it's old. Old. Maybe even ancient, but my only complaint is this part of the statue. We need to deal with this rise guard. They'll kill all the ghouls from the other side. Maybe they will engage the vampires. Oh no, they scout us. Shit. Needs an interrogist here. They'll suck in the trees here, but still have high armor.
I need blood.
Terrorgas is too much for the Rise Guard, so Lord Alon's can deal with it as well. I mean, when you look at it like this, when you get close, definitely a bad detail. Like it's some polish, no doubt, but looking from a distance, looks good. You know, one might think, it's ancient that it looks like this. But this foot here, like this, that looks bad. It definitely looks bad. I should have cut this area here and make another one of these pedestal rocks. Yeah, the low res could be, the age of the statue. So, you can forgive him with that. To go attack that other Rise Guard. These schools will be fine here. These guys won't be able to recharge.
Let's have ya! Ulrich's taste! Retreat!
Let them deal with that Rise Guard just melting the zombies to the side. I'll help against this unit here. And we can split this. 3 bulls are good at killing crossbows. Don't you worry, I caught Dogbert a couple times in this channel, so I put him on a VIP so we know if he's here. No lurking for him. Of course, they can also go incognito, right?
Kill the necromancer!
My hunger.
Most of the Dire Wolves' damage comes with a charge bonus, so can't leave them to fight. Just get killed with low armor and leadership. CA losing the Oak of Ages to the Beastmen, that makes sense. Yeah, definitely that makes sense. I'm not surprised there. The extra armor they get from technology is definitely not noticeable here.
Orders. It is done. Run it. Consume them. Yes.
Heinrich just got back up!
The goals are killing the halberds, that's all that matters here. Just counter charge there was not good for us.
Death to the enemy!
Strigoi Goldhead. King of Gold.
The gods have abandoned us!
Quickly.
All those hits and they're still not shattered.
Moving. Quickly. It shall be.
Ulrich's teeth! Retreat!
You can see who are the fastest zombie killers, the swordsmen, even faster than halberdiers. They have the fastest attack interval in that army. How close am I to finishing the campaign? Need to defeat, destroy the Empire, get victory settlements, and defeat Chaos. Short campaign victory requires Chaos, which is a little bit mad.
What is your will?
Like the glittering scales more. -5 attack all the time. Just using the cleaver, Scott, yeah. Middenstag. It's not here.
Northmen come. Whichever woeful deity protects you, it ends here. We'll spill your blood.
should go there so they don't do high damage here. This could be the border for now. Little Fifi and Scott are moving in that direction anyways. Wasted God are now here. On the cliffs. Nothing special here. Another small port here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's like it's close to 20 new settlements without a single resource. This one does have timber though, so they put it here. But the 20 other ones have nothing. I wonder if that's really intentional. No, I don't have the last Regal Lord. The cases are very slow. We have no heroes.
King of the Gold.
It's pretty good if we have heroes, Dr. Beck, but we have no heroes. Without the heroes, they come slow. We have to avoid this area here. Maybe ambush, let them take Appleburg and then smash their army, and then march towards the army going to this vulnerable area. They are definitely attacking this area here. There are no walls anywhere. Should be vampire rebels here. Empire has 28 elements, and we're almost even on military. So they have between 60 to 70 units.
Look on me.
We're going to diminish here, and diminish here. This affects the faction strength ranking. Gonna lose Alhart to the Clan Scryer. Grungzint will take herself. Probably just corruption is increasing, yeah. We definitely want to just get rid of it and then go for Gorsel. So there's no Empire to the south of us. And slowly take all these elements here, push the Empire into the chaos, and destroy the chaos as well. The fact we can push them slowly into the chaos is good. Even if they attack on the south side, they're still getting threatened on the north side. So they're screwed. Yoo-hoo! This army they will definitely be a little bit problematic. A lot of fast stuff and a lot of range stuff. These are not halberds. Well, that's a good move by the AI, just taking that. It's the safest thing to do. Get some experience, money, and hold Behalfen instead. Hey, dolls. Yoo-hoo!
Greetings. Now stand before the right.
I just love their huge treasury, but they are just AFK. Hey, jump flip. Yoo-hoo! See if they keep recruiting. Income is up to 16,300. They've definitely recruited some this turn. So they're recruiting another army somewhere, we don't know where.
What? At last, a creature that's got as black a heart as me.
Clan Skryre!
And they're nicely protected here. The only threat to them are the Wood Elves and the Karak Norn. But the Wood Elves somehow ignored them and they were just together rushing the free real estate from Bretonnia.
What is your whim? War! Strigoi Ghoul.
Oi, Ghoul King. Can march towards here and take towards Gorsel. This is currently the Empire's capital. I could have occupied it and not replenished immediately. But we risked the wrong rebels here. So this is a safe thing to do.
I hunger!
Made sure there is no distance between these two.
King of the ghouls! Welcome to my court. I will devour.
Yeah, we'll go towards that.
Look on me and despair.
This one is a big one, right? Bit more quality here. We're not gonna waste into economy here because this is the front right now. Don't know where they're coming here. Not really.
Will be done.
Still don't want to give us military access, yet they're trespassing in our territory.
Tremble, mortal.
We'll show them that we are here. Hiddenheim has a very weak garrison. Just need to raise that here.
Crypt King.
This is gonna be much better here.
What is your will?
We'll ambush here if this, in case there's a small army that might consider moving instead of continue recruiting to attack these weak settlements. We do have to take Middenheim next turn, or within 2 turns, because this place has a serious lack of corruption right now. But definitely rebellions on the way. Two turns. If I don't take Middenheim, we'll start losing the settlements to the rebels. We will have it in the range next turn.
The souls are mine.
We need to make sure we have it in the range next turn.
Hunting. It will be done.
Hide both armies. And then the rebels will spawn outside Middenheim. More money. And the amount of money we need to build, keep building this infrastructure, because like hundreds of thousands of dark magic right now, hundreds of thousands. Build this up easily 2 million dark magic. See, now you can't build up everything super fast, right? One income building at a time. Good here. So we're facing multiple rebellions due to lack of corruption. Those rebels are gonna be some money as well. We take Middenheim and then we can threaten this too and this one here. And we wanna see what's going on here. Where exactly is Empire recruiting? I would guess they are recruiting in this area here because of chaos. So all of their military is here. Essen might get attacked immediately next turn, which will suck, but we're still trying to get the wall up. Losing Behafen, but taking all of these was totally worth it. And the Reds have taken Eilhart and Oberstreich. Taking Marienburg and now going towards Gorsel. We need to take Gorsel before the Reds.
Destruction and death precede your armies, great lord. Your power is incalculable. It surely rivals even that of the Chaos Gods.
Oh man, the turn process so fast and you get time to get water. Oh, nice ching. That was the last chapter objective. The last one. It's so ridiculous how for both short campaign victory and the long campaign victory you have to do the same thing to chaos. Oh, the S didn't get attacked. I guess they're threatening at Behafen. Military presence 20, yeah. So showing off Roman here, they probably just pulled back to Behafen. I'm a Chris, glad you like that. Personally, not a fan of the small scale, but you know, it's a different experience.
Welcome to my court.
Corruption is slowly increasing here, but all this crazy expansion will have its costs, for sure. Rebellions everywhere. This is corruption adjacency, I will take that.
No, you are welcome here, but do not.
At last.
Make it, most traveled rat of
They like us a lot, but they don't even
Nothing
want to give us
surprises
military
me.
access. But they're trespassing. That you know, that's like my feelings are hurt. Hurt my feelings. We don't have a very strong military. We just have 4 armies. Other factions have more units. And there's still quite a bit of these ghouls and some zombies as well. So rank 4, it's generous, really.
Welcome to my court.
So nobody's within range to reinforce Middenheim. That's amazing.
Destroy.
Getting Middenheim this turn is perfect. Perfect. And then we can start corrupting the whole surrounding area. Double pressure on Hergik and Norland.
King of the ghouls. Tireless.
We'll get Gorsel in there now. We have to unlock Striga first, campaign rules. And the third one costs 12 kisses. And we need 3 more. Look at this, we avoided rebellion by 1 public order. Perfect.
Seeking souls. Carnage.
Don't worry, Jester, we'll corrupt all the lands. As many as we can before we short campaign victory.
Orders.
We'll attack both gates here.
I hunger. Driven by hate. Give me blood!
Gonna be a lot of kills here, but I'm all gonna get the gist of it.
So be it!
He's taking enough damage here.
Creature of the grave!
Look at this angle here. I guess you have to go around.
Nothing! Very well!
I'm not sure what you mean with the meta faction, Jester. I'm not playing multiplayer here. Any faction is strong in player games. Some more, some less, you know.
Don't stop until they're all dead!
Middenheim. His game is life. How good is new DLC? From what I've seen so far, 8 out of 10. From what I see what released but didn't play, 7 out of 10. Still pretty good. Did it get cold Sun in Croatia too? Yes. Today is actually really cold. I had to close the window and everything. I almost got a cold the last 2 days with open window. Got lucky. Streaming with a cold, that's hell. Lake Periapt. It's not like we have any magic, but still, it's nice to see it drop. Well, I still don't have to turn on the heat because my PC is generating a lot of heat. My CPU after 6 hours is over 80 degrees Celsius, so a lot of hot air. Right on the window. Free heating, right?
Welcome to my court.
Get all the Bella skills here. We'll get Lightning Strike first. He's already a very strong fighter. Better saved than Sori in these territories. Oh, the temperatures are fine, Dr. Bag. This is all normal temperature for this CPU. This CPU is just, you know, it's how it is. - 70 to 80 degrees on a long session. That's pretty normal.
What is your will? Welcome to my court. Onward.
Yeah. Let me see. Let's see if they're gonna come here. The Arcane item I just gained. It's basically a forbidden road that doesn't have a downside. Okay. Got Midland. It'll rebel next turn, but it's good.
Crypt key.
Rebellion is good. Doesn't look like the Empire has any armies nearby. I would say most of their armies are in this area. Between a rock and a hard place. Chaos and us. Come on, guys, one moment. Right now the CPU is running at 60 degrees. As you can definitely notice, the temperatures have dropped. The graphic card barely has any RPM on the fans, and it's still a really good temperature. There's like no noise at all. But it's long sessions, especially during hot weather, reaches 80s, which is still fine. This is a hot CPU. 6 threads and A6 cores and 12 threads. Definitely, you want to consider really good cooling for it. I just got above average. Aliens, huh? Let them come. Empire is melting. Depends on the CPU specs, Dr. Baked. That is not entirely true. Don't worry, I do check the CPU information before allowing any of these high temperatures. The injunction on this CPU is 100 degrees Celsius. 100. It tells you this is a hot CPU. That's why it doesn't even come with a stock cooler. So it can normally run in the 80s. Should not reach 90s though. That's like already getting close to the high temperatures. Funny thing, I had a AMD Phenom 2 X4. I think it was 945 4 cores. That one had didn't really even love really high temperatures. The max allowed was in the 60s, and was barely able to maintain these temperatures on a stock cooler without even the overclock. And when I gave that PC to my brother, that CPU was running between 80 and 90 degrees for over 2 years. Never had any problems. And I was worried for it to reach 70 while I was using it for years. It even got a some kind of shade color, like it's almost like it's got a little bit overheated a couple of times on the actual chip, but it still worked fine.
Oh my god! Have you seen that shit? Holy shit! What the hell?
Hey GG, thank you. And hey Lazarus Egg, thank you too.
Oh my god! Have you seen that shit? Holy shit! What the hell?
Probably gonna have to clean the fan soon. It's been it's definitely approaching 2 years now. Gonna have to clean the fan on the back and the fan on the fans on the CPU fan and the graphic card. It's pain in the ass to remove graphic card of this case, but might need to do it. CPU fan is definitely getting dirty now, nearly 2 years. But it's still cooling properly. Temperature is the same as it was on install.
you seen that shit? Holy shit! What the hell?
Thank you, Cheesy. Well, I expect my PCs to last about 4 years. As next year I'm hoping I'm getting a new PC, getting one ready for Warhammer 3, and I'm gonna keep this one as a spare PC just in case something happens. Better, you know, safe than sorry. The old PC is not in a good shape. Will definitely not last another year. This one can easily last another 3 years, I think. Easily. I bought quality parts. But when streaming, you never know. You never know. You're putting a lot of pressure on the PC, and if you don't maintain it, clean it, make sure the temperature's all right all the time, eventually something goes off. Even if everything is perfectly clean, it's still something might just die ahead of time when you know, while streaming. I think this one can easily last another 2 to 3 years without any issues. I still want to have a faster one late next year for Warhammer 3. I feel like the turn times might be starting to be an issue in Warhammer 3, and I want to have a fast CPU. Faster than this one. What happened here? Don't tell them they invaded. Wow. They were faster than us. Sneaky rats. They're one turn ahead of us.
Master Engineer! Wicked, most travelled rat of Skryre. Never!
Don't want to give military access, which is very weird considering we have the same objectives here. I'll be starting to check the hardware in a year. I'll have like a PC fund donation goal for about 3 months before I buy one. If you want a new PC for Warhammer 3, you can wait until late 2022. I do want one before Warhammer 3. I'll still be a little bit patient about it. Man, those raids have pretty much came there out of nowhere. Out of nowhere.
At last, a creature that's got us not
Finally starting to consider military access because our military is stronger as well. Not yet. They're not giving it yet.
Never.
The last Striga.
I will not obey.
Make sure there's no movement here.
Your desire? Destroy!
Nice, there's nobody here. It's perfect. This will definitely go faster now. The moment they lost all these elements. Well, one thing is sure, I don't care about AMD. I'm sticking with Intel and the Nvidia.
Cool kid.
The one I'm using, John Philippe, is excellent.
Creature of the grave.
I mean, you can see the performance firsthand from the streams. You might be a little bit more patient and wait for something faster as well. Don't just get a expensive CPU, make sure it has a good clock as well. This one can easily run on 5 GHz. And you know, you can't really get anything really better out of AMD compared to this one for World War. On Intel, the faster ones are actually running on slower clocks. So you might not get much performance and you're gonna just pay more. Just get the fastest i7 you can get. Just the fastest i7 you can get. Not the most expensive one, but the fastest one with the highest clock. If it has high clocks, definitely John Philippe. You don't care about the extra threads and the cores. You care about clock. Any CPU or from Intel on that tier will have good threads and cores. You need a good clock as well. More than more. You don't want better multitasking. You want more faster CPU. Like for example, the i9 9900K is just not that really much better than an i7 8700K for this game. So I'm not sure it's worth it. But if they release something faster than that, why not? The Intel Turbo on i9 99K is 5 GHz. On i7 8700K is 4.7 GHz. An i7 8700K is easily overclocked to 5 GHz, even with an average cooler. Any quality Intel CPU, just look for the fastest clock. Not the most expensive one, but the fastest clock for this game. But you never know what they're gonna do with future games. Maybe better threading and more cores will make a more difference than the faster clock. The moment this happens, the other CPU is gonna be better. But right now, feels like the i9 is like a waste of money for a game like this. So you're basically buying something you don't need. You're gonna get almost the same performance in the game on a cheaper one. So I recommend the fastest i7 you can get. Not the one that can do more at the same time. What's the best bang for your buck CPU on the market? I would take one of the i5s, the fastest i5 you can get. Going back to the 4K game anytime soon? Eventually, yes, but I don't think anytime soon. i5 for sure if you want to get best bang for the buck. The i5 will do just fine as well. On the AMD side, I'm pretty not really sure. I don't really care much about the AMD CPUs.
I need blood. Morphine.
You bought 2080 Ti to play Classic, feels good, man. Oh my god. You know, Shirwiza noticed a ridiculously good performance in Classic from what I remember. Even already on my hardware. How much did you pay for the graphic card? I mean, you didn't have a 1080, right? So buying a 2080 made sense. Don't tell me you upgraded a 1080 for 2080. That's like waste of money. I'm definitely waiting for the new Nvidia graphic cards for the new PC. I'm skipping the 2080. Yeah, but that was a pretty good upgrade. I'm gonna be waiting for the new generation of Intel CPUs and Nvidia graphic cards for the new PC. You still have an i7 at 4790K. That's a pretty good CPU. That's a pretty good CPU. Use it as long as it works for you. No need to upgrade from that one. My case, you know, as a streamer and a Warhammer 3, I think we definitely want to step faster than what I have right now. And most importantly, spare components, spare PC in case something happens, because you never know. The eternal stream has to go on. Better safe than sorry than you know, being a days or a week without a PC to stream.
Orders. Never.
I'm waiting. I'm gonna be waiting for the new stuff, even if it takes a little longer than planned when I'm playing the new PC. But I do wanna, maybe wanna see Warhammer 3 on this setup, so I can actually see the huge difference, if it's gonna be any huge difference on the new PC. So maybe it's best I actually start Warhammer 3 with this PC, see how fast things are, performance and battles, turn times especially, so I can compare it with the new PC. So you guys also can see it yourself. Is there going to be any difference if it's actually hardware thing or the engine thing? I think that would be best. Start Warhammer 3 with this PC, but not long after all the start saving for the new PC. Because I do want to be safe with a spare PC. Shit, Wizard, come on. It's not like you're talking about a Bannerlord here. But you gotta keep, wondering now that we've seen Troy announced 2020, and still no news about Warhammer 3. Troy doesn't even have a release date. So, Warhammer 3 is not anytime soon.
Have you seen that shit? Holy shit. What the hell?
Hey, Pinch Maiden, thank you for 4 months. Let's wait for a little bit of the region here. Who knows who's in the area. Taking the capital of Nordl now as well. The Empire is circling the drain. Between the chaos and serious corruption on both sides. Yeah, same for me. Okay, client, same for me. I can't even touch Rome 2 anymore. Yeah, that's what people expect. I would not be surprised if it comes March, April 2. Look at the Empire in the Norska. We're gonna have to go into Norska? How the hell are they maintaining public order there? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Constant rebellions, huh? There must be additional army in the Norska. Corruption up.
Sigmar forbids this.
I expect the Norscan territories of the Empire to get destroyed by the rebels. It's just a matter of time. It's impossible for the Empire to maintain that. They must have an army in Norska, and those two armies are Ostermark, Kislev. So that's probably what they have. Makes you wonder, guys, if the Warhammer 3 is really gonna be that big that we had to wait so long. is the new campaign they're making, getting some extra effort so the turns are faster. Doesn't sound very cost effective to me. Just like they have the slow turns, of course, mentioned. Or is it something else with a number 3 that delayed the Warhammer 3? The other number 3 thing. Well, time will tell when they release the Warhammer 3. We'll finally see why the hell I've been waiting so long. Any words on the Orcs rework? I'm out of touch with the Warhammer. They said next year. I've not played the Hordeism yet, no. This is our second campaign in new patch. I not doubt they will eventually release update where it's gonna rework the victory conditions. But I don't think they consider it a priority at all. Wow, shit wizard, what's up with you today? I'm cranky sometimes myself when I wake up like a vampire, you know. When did you wake up today? Run! 17 hours to go. Holy shit, you've been up all this time? I woke up 10:20 p.m. 10:20 p.m. Been farming Falcon in your full zombie mode. Okay. Good to see that your comments, you know, don't lose in value with your zombie mode. What was Casey's conclusion of Trans Britannia, Booker? My opinion is it's good for 1 or 2 campaigns, but we still make fun of it because everybody makes fun of it. That will not change.
Quickly! Strigoi Gorkin. It is done. Moving. Hunt them.
This shit, I'm gonna play Warhammer. This is not what I said, Booker. You not watched my Wessex campaign? I was enjoying that. Conquered the whole all of the map with Alfred still alive.
Destroy.
It's good for 1 or 2 campaigns, but that's lacking for Total War game. It's supposed to excel at replay value. But then again, Total War Saga 3 Kingdoms, it's not much different. So you know, the Saga games are all the same. Thrones of Britannia is there, but nobody requests it. People could request it, you know. Look at that shit. Man of the Month requests King Roman 9 times. 9. Digdag brought 3. Shit Wizard 3. Audacia 1. Karunga 1. Arno 1. Rubio 1. Nerfy 1. Spanoki 1. Scotty 1. What was the last Man of the Month request that we did? Witcher 1. We cancelled the other 2. So the Witcher 1 was the last thing we did. I think it was Witcher 1 the last thing. Witcher 2 to be continued, and Witcher 3 will be played again eventually. But Cheat Wizard got his Man of the Month request back. I'm glad I completed the Witcher 1. Made me much happier to see the things, you know, after quitting way before I played Witcher 3. And appreciate Gwent even more. You will request Warhammer 2 Ghost on Warhammer 3 release day. Well, it's your right, Shoot Wizard. It's your right, you can do that. Talos of Preservation is the second one.
What is your will?
Found the second Talos of Preservation this campaign. The Forbidden Road is actually pretty bad on this health pool. Just keep using one of Jet.
Look on me in despair.
We have pretty good gear on these characters.
King of the fools.
Not using heroes, we do have some extra gear. I just got off work. What did you miss, chat? Not much. Not much. We just talking random stuff, shit talking, you know, the usual. Breaking some bowls. Oh god. Yeah, that's acceptable.
Onward! I am good.
This month, it looks like it's gonna go to King Roman again. The channel had like 3 donations this month. I pretty much can blame WoW for that. Three. Three, yeah. Last time it was this low was in 2016. Yeah, Shiryu is even giving away one of his men of the months. Or was it 2? I'll donate $60 so you can do Chaosman again, so you lost no money on it. Oh man. Hold on guys, sorry for interrupting. I have to check this. It's a reminder. I do wanna do a replay of that game to see another character. But it feels like they abandoned it. XP boost, gold boost, €5, €5. And then, what the fuck? This is like the scummiest thing I've seen, really. This is really, definitely really bad. It's, you know, when I get a game, always usually bad, you just stay away from it, right? Are they added some kind of Paragon system? It's going to be ledge, wait for it, dairy. You still making this game? What the hell? There's nobody playing this game right now. Feels bad, man. I want this game to be good. They charge money for emotes as well. Like it is some kind of multiplayer game. IGN gave it 8.7. They must be desperate to stay in business. What? Where's the female dwarf? That a dwarf engineer? What?
Peggy 16.
Hello everyone, and welcome to an update video about what improvements based on community feedback and play data. The second update was in this mode your characters will only have one life, and you'll no longer be able to play them if they die. It's up to you to see how far you can push these characters. In winter, Season Pass owners will discover a brand new expansion to the game, as our heroes venture into the land of the Tomb Kings, Nehekara, or as it's now known, the Land of the Dead. This expansion will feature a new storyline, new enemies, and new environments for you to explore. Lastly, as announced shortly after the release of the game, will be the launch of a brand new hero. This hero will also launch alongside new environments and new enemies. As announced on the fifth character.
What is this, World of Warcraft? Moving on, moving on. Tomb King stuff looks cool. Female Dwarf Engineer. If I play that game, I have to play that class. Female Dwarf Engineer. They need to patch this into Warhammer 2. Should visit, if I play that game again, I'm playing a female dwarf engineer. I promise. Always want to play a guild dwarf.
Strigoi, Gold King.
Fighting Tomb Kings and going to Tomb King's land sounds cool. It'll be less repetitive than the chaos you fight all the time.
Going.
So adding more enemies is a big deal for the game.
The souls are mine.
I bought the game, the big package, so I get the DLC, you know, through the season pass, so I don't have to purchase it again. Tomb Kings, female dwarf engineer, bring it on. We're definitely trying it. I mean, the main game was 8 hours. It's not like the expansion is gonna be longer than that, so it's still gonna be fast. Female dwarf engineer and Tomb King's lands. I'm wondering if they're gonna put any good music. Definitely checking that out. Definitely.
What is your whim? Seeking souls.
Ambush here. Come on, Shield Wizard. Tomb Kings. Just imagine the soundtracks they're gonna copy. I mean, they're gonna create for the campaign. And the female dwarf engineer. We're gonna have a gun and some kind of shenanigans. I paid already for it. Why not try it, right?
You've come for Grimgor's mercy.
Grimgor's Mercy, huh? What we need here is Arcane, but Empire controlling so much land in Norska. They must have 2 armies here, and the remaining ones are here. We have to destroy the Empire. Kislev and 4 more victory settlements. Having 8 here and chaos here doesn't definitely fit a short campaign, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Good night, Niana. Desert Kingdom shit wizard, huh? I've been crying for Desert Kingdoms and wishing Desert Kingdoms in Rome 2 for years. And then they release it, they add new units, and they have the same bugs as the they were plaguing the game for years. So the mercenary versions of these new units that were already in the game, they worked with the military traditions. But the versions they basically just made out of the mercenary versions did not work. How can you not be frustrated, angry, and sad, you know, because they just keep doing the same shit year after year after year without fixing anything. They're just adding more and more content without any fixes. And they lied. We read on the blog, on the stream, they're working on the, you know, polishing and fixing the stuff they released, hot fixing the content for Rome 2, and it never happened. I went to look for that blog post on their website. It's gone, disappeared, not present in history. They just moved on from Rome 2 to the next project. Never fixed any of the issues they introduced.
Not possible.
So Volkmar is here, you know. No, for sterility, I was excited to see the fixes they would, you know, so like we can actually play the game without the, you know, just relying on the divided Impera to make it any good. And they never came. I went looking for that post, disappeared. The problem is they cared more about releasing the Rise of the Republic than they actually cared about fixing any issues in the Grand Campaign. And that's really frustrating and, you know, makes me angry. They were just, you know, releasing new content on top of new content without fixing any of the problems in the Grand Campaign. And all these mini campaigns, they don't really matter. You're gonna play them once, never again. It looks like so much effort has been put into create something that doesn't even matter. But fixing the Grand Campaign, you know, doesn't make any money. So they had to get some money somehow. Creating new content for mini campaigns, which I bet you nobody plays more than 2 or 3 times, or even once. I bought it. I didn't even try finish it. I didn't even finish it. I didn't even play it on stream. So I bought the Rise of the Republic, and I went you know why I got it? I just wanted to see if the game is suffering the same bug that has been in the game since 2013. So I unlocked the units, and I opened the tradition for these units, and it didn't work. Same bug in the Desert Kingdoms, same bug that's been in the game for 5 years at a time. So they released new content, created new units for that content, and same as the units that were before for that military edition still don't work. So no double check, no fixing, never happened. Look at the wallpaper in that clip. What do you mean? Oh man, I remember this, man. I was so angry. I went to the store to buy food, and I was so angry in the store. Somebody said something to me in the store. I was just like, ignored it. As the Kingdoms, ladies and gentlemen.
It shall be.
We couldn't auto-resolve here because some of the units are damaged, and it takes bizarre damage in this auto-resolve, like we've seen already before. When it's a battle with no casualties. I'm pretty sure they're familiar with all the issues with the ROM 2. They just decided to ignore it. Darren said the right thing once we totally, start making sense for how they do things. It's just not relevant enough to fix it. People are not crying for it. It's not a big issue apparently and they don't care about fixing it. They ignore a couple of people like me who complain about these things constantly and move on to other things. It's just not important enough to fix, so they ignore it. People definitely reported these issues. They're just not important enough to fix. And how I know they're fixable? Because in Divide and Impera they work. It works. It's easy fix, just check mark elsewhere. Probably can be fixed in 5 minutes to anybody who can access the database. And there are hundreds of these small things that have never been fixed. Most of them fixed by the mods. By the mods they got the list over time in ROM 2. Hey, better beg of Nagro. Make me say it every time. I should just call you Be Right Back. That name has been always a mouthful. It's really insane they're not terrified yet here.
Oh my god. We seen that shit?
Thank you, Seralty. I didn't say the underscores. Oh man. Well, I already make a compromise, King Roman. I don't put a 5 at the end. No, don't call it King Roman 5, just call it King Roman. Watching the Twitch in the past, I didn't really like when the streamers just say the full name with the numbers. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, there are people on the streamers that would say, like, full name with the numbers, and sometimes, there'll be extra numbers and it just sounds bad. Usually people put numbers in the name to at the end because their name was taken. Like LH666. Of course you ignore the numbers. Or some people put their name 781456119 and you don't say the numbers, you just call him numbers. Hey numbers. Thanks for the sub. Yoo-hoo, numbers. If anybody's name is just full numbers and the numbers don't make no sense, I just call them numbers. Hey King Roma 6969696969 no scope 360. Oh man, you better make a tier 3 for that one if you want me to read that out loud every time. I remember Jenna would say, you know, Josuke Fujiki, he would say he would sub to Burke Blake just because Burke would had trouble reading his name and he would read the sub trains out loud. He would just sub to him just because people had an issue saying his name when they were taking the subs. Funny how auto-resolve would have damaged some of the units severely, but in a manual battle not only we kill them with no losses, but we actually fully heal. Or nearly fully heal. Which faction do you guys think will be the starting factions in Warhammer 3? Hard to say, but we can definitely expect Blue Chaos, Pink Chaos, Green Chaos and Red Chaos. And the Chaos Wars. Hopefully they do separate the Beastmen and create new factions, so Mordor leads a separate faction, Khazad leads a separate faction, and Malgor leads a separate faction, they're not all three beastmen. Now, huh?
Hey plebs, it's me, No Scope Master. 360, hide your kids, hide your wives. King Roman 69, 69, 69, No Scope 360.
Can I actually believe she actually read that? Need to check my settings. Oh, thank you, King Roman 69, 69, 69, No Scope 360. Makes you wonder if that is actually Roman or somebody messing around. Let's see what do we have about in this one. This is one of the new regions. Army on the left, army on the right, 50-50. I can check who that was. Oh man. Yeah, that was added to the King's Roman. King Roman cut. Oh, looks like it's just the standard Woodell battlefield. We have the Cheddar Lake here. And this is a pretty sweet battlefield. That makes sense they put this one. I'm a big fan of this battlefield. Same here, Bearback, same here. I tried playing some Rome 2 off stream a few weeks ago and just like it was so boring. And it would not be as bad if actually the game was good with collision and the cavalry. As long as they make the collision and the cavalry proper, I think even a historical war will have replay value. But if they don't put effort into creating, you know, even the basic part of the game, you know, make sense with the battles, it's not gonna be good anymore. It's funny how the Total War has the most balanced and makes sense battle out of all of them. Like every historical war is lacking in it, unless you install mods. The rate of casualty is too high and the battles are always too fast, and the collision sucks. Like it hasn't been right since Medieval 2. PC just randomly restarted. Oh boy! Now it's gonna make you wonder what the hell was that. My PC crashed a couple of days ago, so I wish it restarted and didn't crash. That was the first crash in nearly 2 years. I did have some issues with updating Windows 10 though, so I guess I had more issues. But that was Windows 10 to blame. I'm not sure what's to blame this time. I might have been the overclock. First instability issue in a couple of months. You guys remember the Techless Dead Wish campaign? You remember those issues? Windows 10, baby, Windows 10. But since then they fixed their shit, and Windows 10 is pretty good now. There have not been any issues like that in a long time. They needed that big ass spring update, which made Windows 10 good. Before that, it was really bad. I lost one whole VOD, and it was corruption as well. Do we actually? We don't have that video. Shit. We lost the VOD that day. You guys remember that day with the Techless campaign? When we had many setbacks, and then it's the Windows issues as well. Totally lost that campaign though. I did get Lastria, but the setbacks would have taken make that campaign take like 6 weeks to complete. The doom stakes of the were too much. 10 days later, I didn't have 2 more lords, so conceding there was the right call. Instead of playing it for another 4 or 5 weeks. But there were issues on top of that as well. What CPU, King Roman? I don't think I asked. Are you using the i9 9900? Seems to be a popular choice these days. i9 9920X, holy shit. Well, no surprise then. No surprise. It's hard to even find that CPU here to buy it. It doesn't have a fast clock, but it has a ridiculous amount of cores and threads. Tell me, Roman, did you notice performance in entrant time to be much better or the same? Roman will tell us, boys, he bought a seriously overpriced CPU. Tell us, Roman. I would like to see you stream with that setup to see the turn times. That CPU has ridiculous multi-threading and cores, but it's not as fast as my CPU or the i9-9900. So I'm wondering how fast are the turn times. Is it noticeably faster than, for example, what I have and what you had before? That's all I wonder. Because it's not a very fast clock, just a lot of cores. Because the 9900K is faster than that CPU. Your CPU just have more cores. The turn times are good. It's running at 4.6 GHz. Yeah, the other one runs up to 5. 4.6 is still very good at 12 cores and 24 threads, which is crazy. The TDP 165 watts. 92 degrees T junction now. I would definitely like to see the turn times on that CPU. This will totally confirm if it's the hardware thing or the optimization or engine thing, you know. Roman says it's turn times are good, but that CPU is crazy expensive compared to a CPU like this one, which was like a third of the cost. Well, it looks like you have a good setup for Warhammer 3. Yeah, I would like to see it for a few turns, King Roman, if you don't mind. This will definitely impact my decision about the next CPU. If I'm gonna go with a faster clock or just, you know, more expensive CPU. What do we have here? No resource at the Lorena.
Look on me and despair. What is your will? Welcome to my court.
Your RAM is $500. Well, I think that's pretty much was my RAM was also $500. It's like per stick or total. But the hardware is cheaper, definitely in the US than what it was here when we compare the prices. I'm using a Corsair Dominator memories, 2 times 8 gigs. I think we're actually using the same memory. but 2 sticks when I was buying it cost as much as your 4. Must be nice living in America, paying less for the hardware, huh? Yep, I have the do I have the RAM? This is my RAM, King Roman. Yours is actually better. Holy shit! The prices have dropped dropped so much. I gotta see how much I paid for mine to compare now. So this is the RAM I have. That was really expensive when I was buying it. The RAM and the graphic cards were crazy expensive. Crazy expensive when I was buying the PC. And this was also limited. Let me see how much I paid for mine. The case was nearly $500. I was ordering twice. The RAM was over $300. It was not 500. It was over 300. So I paid over $300 for these 2 sticks. Over $300. $310. And that was, I think, the best RAM I could buy at the store when I was buying it. So if I wanted to get another 16 at a time, would have had to pay another $310, which would be $610 for 32 gigs. And 16 is just fine. The next PC I'll get will have 32. I'm not sure we can even keep this place. We definitely need the corruption here.
King of the Ghouls.
Yeah, the Empire is melting. It looks like they lost another battle there. So they went for Hergig, tried to defend some of these.
Make it, most travelled rat of Skryre. Nothing surprised. I refuse.
Now then, what can I not like?
Wood Elves are rank 2. Empire is rank 9 with 20 settlements. Yeah, they're melting. Most of the settlements are in Norse territories now. There's one of their armies here and one of the armies here. They have a stake here and a stake here. This looks like all they have. Old Vengeance series, yeah, that was my RAM in my old PC. 4x4 Crusader Vengeance. We don't need this settlement, right? It's part of the Black Pit, which will keep rebelling. Oh yeah, the current ones, yeah.
Strigoi, Gold King.
I think so. I think the rebels will get rid of this. And this one can go for Dietershafen.
Tremble, mortal. Slaughter.
So what does the Empire have here now? Dietershafen, Hochland, actually only Hergik, Wolfenburg, Castle Rauken, Troll Country, Behafen and the Southern Oblast. This was destroyed by the Chaos. It looks like the Empire is still holding the Hell Pit, but the Chaos is destroying this area. The Archaean will show up any turn now. And the remaining settlements are in Norska, which are slowly getting destroyed by the rebellions. We just need to destroy the Empire and defeat the Chaos. This one will be easy to just pay the Greenskins and the Klanskar for the alliances. We'll get victory settlements number 4, number 5. And 3 from Greenskins and Klanskar when we ally with them. Is Kislev now part of the Electric Counts? I don't think so. Sylvania is, but I don't think the Kislev is. Okay, Dietershafen, this one will move as well. Almost forgot about this, yeah. Almost forgot.
Absolutely not.
So this is a small force here, there's another army here. And we can get an alliance here now.
Speak quick.
If I don't keep an army here, they'll just take this like it's nothing.
On my way.
And we cannot ambush it, we'll just keep the Roman here. This will look okay, and we won't be able to deal with a real army. Well, we'll just slow them down. We are at 45 settlements. Yeah, Archaean will slowly show up. And we are constantly running out of money to build new buildings. We need like probably close to 500,000 now. Okay, chopping the Empire and waiting for Chaos to finish the campaign. So did the Blood and Striga feast this for the Crypt Ghoul stack? Yeah. Leadership in Feast Resist works for all Crypt Ghouls and Crypt Horrors. Garrisons or the armies. The Empire has won, but at a big cost there, because we can follow up. So we can actually see 4 of their lords now as well. Oh, there's the last army. They must be fleeing from the Chaos now. What's the chance for the Kauflands next? 0. Next is, I feel it's gonna be Malekith or followers from Nagash. Try to mix around the positions on the map. We played Empire last campaign, and we've been fighting Empire this campaign, pretty much most of the campaign. So zero chance for the Khal next. Skaven have taken this one. They actually made this very good. Good job, CA here. This is exactly the top of terrain, and the padding should be here. So it's kind of protected by the terrain here, and still not be able to attack from the other elements. Looks like they actually put some effort positioning these cities.
I will devour them.
We have 5 rebellions going on.
Look on me and despair. Look on me and despair. Your will? Forward! Go, King! Attack! Slay them!
God damn! Well, it was always a chance. Army here, army here. One is in Zavastra. New Lord here, and an army here. That's all the military Empire has. All of it. Which means there is nothing on the Warriors of Chaos. And nothing in the Norsk either.
Crush bones! Undead land far away! Put it on ice! Let's talk.
What do you offer? Things for burn fuel in my...
From the tombs.
Not likely.
Tremble, mortal. Death.
This makes more sense to attack this one here. So they don't block us next turn, and then we attack Behafen. We know where all their forces are. Before we do this battle, I'm gonna get a coffee. Kilk will keep in mind. No worries. Be back. I'm here. Slow the leash with a lightning strike. Nothing really to worry about here. They only have 2 halberds and they're in the garrison. Play something like this in like 8 halberds at least. This is also going to be the last battle tonight in Total War. For the next few days, the Total War streams will start in the morning, European time, around 8-9 a.m. Going back into the ship schedule for a week. The Fallout New Vegas stream will be during the night still, which will be soon after this battle.
I need blood.
Looks like a terror gas does not suffer a forest penalty, while the creep horrors do. Terror gas used to come from the forest flavor building. What about Vargulf? There is a forest penalty.
Quickly! Moving!
We'll start with some breaks here. Not that big of a threat here. Just cause some damage before we land. Have broken quite a bit of this range here. It's a bad angle when he has to come so close. A really bad angle. It's mostly them here now. The Horde is doing pretty good on veterans against this stuff. There's nothing to counter them here really. We do have 35 phase resist. Their range busy, so they can't shoot us. not routed yet. The experience is definitely noticeable. Definitely. Terror has no effect. Not even that sword. Okay, they got your effect. What is great swords? Striking to cause a chain reaction here. Still, pretty hard to break here. Their army can't really do much against monsters. Okay, they're all terrified now there. So they're to some region. Next time we're attacking Behafen. Our whole army has regeneration. So not only the Terror guys and the Vargas could go back to full health, but we can also resurrect the remaining creep horrors as they regen and resurrect through invocation and heck. Cannot overcast invocation because this is Striga, has no advanced magic. Still they get Curse of Undead. It's quite nice to see some of these creep horrors not even taking any casualties. This one region, the custom that will give it 15. Oh, just give it one more. Okay, custom that will kill the last one. Yeah, see how they get Globard back with low health. Oh man, one casualty. These guys. They'll do better next time. I should have waited a little bit more with the regeneration to keep horrors, but you never know how much time you have. Because the moment they heal to the cap, they resurrect the moment we cast the heal. Curse of Undead actually did some nice healing here, because they regenerate to full, and then the moment we cast an invocation 1, the Curse of Undead starts healing everybody and resurrecting the full health ones in the other army. The region of course goes well with Curse of Undead. Okay. So the Empire have trying to get an army here. There's a full army here. A little bit threatening. We have to deal with 5+ rebellions as well. They're recruiting a new army here, and there is an army here in this area. It's all they have. All they have. Rank 13 with 15 settlements. So meaning there's probably nothing here. The Vintage is slowly taking all the territories, and the Chaos will come knocking on Kislev and the Erengrad. Empire is circling the drain. We're attacking from all directions. We'll be merging this area, I guess. Should bring back Archaon with the finish of the Empire and save a bit of treasury for alliance with Greenskins and Clan Skryre for the victory settlements. With Kislev should be 8 or more, and then we just have to defeat Chaos. We lose all of our armies at once. Use lightning strike where we can, and just destroy them all when they get closer. This is gonna be it for today with Total War. A little bit short, but we started very late. I want to use the rest of the night hours to play some Fallout New Vegas. There might be some more Total War in the morning or midday. if I can sleep. But in the next few days, the streams for Total War will start in the morning, after 8 a.m., between 8-9 a.m. to 3-4 p.m. for a few days. I'll be back in about 30 minutes with Fallout New Vegas for the rest of the night. So I'll see you guys later.